Coaches have a tough role. Not only have they got to know the anatomy and physiology, they've got to understand the programming and all the ins and outs of that particular sport, but they have to read you like a friend and support you like a loved one.
Thank you, Brianna. You've been an amazing coach this year. One of the things I most appreciate is you believing in me when I didn't.
I just want to say thanks to Chris Pallone and Mark Doan. These were two coaches who I worked with who were really strong and resilient around their beliefs of what led to performance.
Thank you, Mr. Houston, for teaching us great tactics and touch.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson, for making our team more competitive.
Last year we only won 2 of our games and it wasn't much fun. But this year we won so many and it was a blast. You were the difference, so thank you.
Hey, my name's Simon Child, captain of the Black Sticks. I'd just like to thank Kevin Towns, former New Zealand coach who picked me at a very young age, exposed me to international hockey and it made me the player I am today.
I don't think it's any surprise that the more and more coaching resource we get in New Zealand, the better and better results we seem to get on the international stage.
I'd like to say a huge thanks to my coach Andy Reid, aka Reedy. He wrote tough and challenging training programs, he listened to me, and together we achieved great results.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. Even if we were winning or losing, you taught us to find motivation to keep on striving.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Thanks, Amy, for reteaching me the basics and helping me improve my game after all these years.
They sort of like carried you along and tried to make you a gentleman at the same time as a cricketer, and I think that's really important.
I was the type of athlete who constantly challenged and looked for different ways to do things. I think we worked well together because they'd listen to what I had to say, generally ignored it, but ultimately we found the mix which was often the best that drew performance out of me, and I couldn't have done it without them.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
I would like to say thank you to Mark O'Donnell and Matt Horn, who have been a very good technical coaches and sort of mental coaches over the last 4 or 5 years of my career, and they played a big part in my development as a cricketer.
Mr. Weaver, thank you so much for arranging transport for Harrison to get to training. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
One of the coaches that really stands out for me is Neil McKenzie, a former football coach, largely because he was passionate, he was empathetic, and he was a funny bastard.
And one more thing. Thank you for teaching me these 6 skills!
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
And it's tough for a coach because at the end of the day, it's not even them that gets to stand on the podium.
Thanks, Coach, for always being there with us, especially when we were struggling. We could hear your awesome encouragement on the sideline.
He encouraged me to push my limits, but most importantly, he believed in me. I couldn't have done it without him. Thanks, Coach.
You raise me up.